Hey Internet, it's the artist here, Virtual Bacon. We're just once again updating another episode for our channel. Just wanted to add a footnote to this episode. We were streaming this live at the time, and we were about 30 minutes into the interview before we realized that there was no audio being broadcasted. Luckily we managed to backpedal a bit and revisit some of the questions asked, but unfortunately most of the first chunk is gone, so apologies for the rough start. If you like our stuff, follow us on Facebook, Spotify and YouTube, Salt Shakers FGC or Salt Shakers NZFGC, and there's always our individual Twitters. As always, shout outs to Standing Fierce and Omen by HP. So without further ado, here we go.
Welcome to the Super Salt Shaker Podcast. Chrono. The next podcast.
Hello?
Oh, yeah, I definitely didn't too.
Yeah, sorry about that. So I was saying that you've been playing fighting games for a very, very long time. You haven't really met, your mum. Your dad's always been working, and you've been always, just sort of been taken care of by your grandma. Your grandma just basically just said, just go find a stable job with a stable income, and you'll be fine. And that's exactly what you did.
I mean, it's not like what she thought that the job I would get. But it did work out fine.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously it was it was more. It started as a hobby. It still is a hobby, and it just turned out that like there was opportunities as like sponsorship, just getting all like expense paid, getting like salary, just be able to live like an esports like life, and it's a blessing. It definitely is 100% a blessing, and I actually never regretted ever like choosing like this path, even starting from like day one.
Oh, of course. I mean, you're basically living the American dream, isn't it? So
I feel like it's like not even an American dream anymore. It's just like a gamer's dream.
A gamer's dream, yeah, for sure. I mean, everyone wants to make it big, but I guess that you have to have the charisma, you have to have the skill set, and everything like that. You need to tick all boxes, and that's exactly what it is. You put on a lot of entertaining games, for everyone throughout the whole decade and a half of your life.
Yeah, it's just been really fun because like I just love playing fighting games. So for me, like doing like making amazing moments or winning matches or making comebacks or being part of the losing end of a comeback, to me it's just normal. Just because it happens all the time in my matches, just in general, playing like at Chinatown Fair, playing with like my group of friends. So I'm just happy that like the crowd responds to it in a positive way, and it makes them want to get better. It makes them want to be part of it. It makes them want to make their own moments. So it's all about growing the fighting community. Like,
sorry, Justin.
It makes me really happy to see that.
I know you've covered it before, but could you tell us where you were? Because you were overseas. Could you tell us where you were?
I was in Hong Kong for Chinese New Year.
Oh, cool. And you were saying that you were visiting K-Brad, spending some time with those guys?
Yeah, that was last week in Los Angeles. Well, actually yesterday in Los Angeles. I was there at his new house, playing Street Fighter, hanging out, kicking it, just having regular conversations, eating some food, and yeah,
practicing for the
really
CPT.
Practicing Street Fighter. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, what are your thoughts on season 3 for Street Fighter? Do you have any personal comments on it?
I personally like it a lot. It's just I actually am just a fan of Street Fighter 5. Like even from season 1, season 2, and now season 3, I like it. I like the fact. Well, for this one, I like the fact that there's so much change. Like there's like beat trigger to everybody, so pretty much everyone has to learn everything all over again. Obviously, there's new balance changes to like fluctuate the tier list, and now there's new characters coming out. You have Sakura, Blanca, which just recently got released, and then you're gonna have like Falk, G, Sagat, Cody. I'm really excited for Falk actually. So I hope she comes out soon so I could play, because I enjoyed playing Ed when he came out in season 2. So I'm hoping Falk is like a female version of Ed.
Okay. So you were talking about how you were hanging with K-Brad and stuff, practicing, doing your prep for CPT. Have you heard much about New Zealand?
The only thing I know about New Zealand is a couple of my friends went down there, and they visited like the Lord of the Rings Hobbit town, and also I'm affiliated with a mobile game there called Ink Wars, and I'm an octopus cartoon character in the game.
That's cool.
It's a puzzle. It's a puzzle. Yeah, it's a puzzle game.
And he plays very lame. That's right.
Wow.
Yeah, and he plays very lame. So that's like my affiliation of New Zealand at all.
Speaking of lame there, I mean, I understand that, when you were playing MVC2, tell us about, let's touch base on that. You were basically playing MVC2, you're winning a lot of tournaments and things like that, but the thing is that you were getting quite a lot of momentum. Like, the crowd was basically booing, they were saying, because of your slow style, I believe. And you were basically the villain of that game. Is that remotely true at all?
So people. Well, the thing is, a lot of people don't like consistent winners. Like they want to see upsets. People want to see new people win. And also, at the time, there was a huge rivalry between East Coast versus is West Coast. So a lot of tournaments usually take place in West Coast. You know, Evo before it was called Evo, it was like Battle of the Bay, the B series that was in all West Coast. You know, the current Evo staff's all West Coast, so it was a lot of favoritism to like West Coast. You know, everyone preaches West Coast the best, West Coast #1. You know, there was no friendly politics compared like back in the day compared to now. Everyone's so nice now. Back in the day, it was just so underground, so mean, so rude. People were very disrespectful, and people talk a lot of crap. So that's why it was like it made me a villain. I was always this nice, quiet Asian guy, just want to play some Street Fighter, play some Marvel's Capcom, but they just called me a villain because I was from the East Coast, and then I always beat the West Coast. So that's kind of where it came from.
Oh, well, you're definitely not the villain now, man. Everyone looks up to you.
Yeah, it's because of social media and how everyone is able to, like, you know, just see who you are as a person. You know, like if people follow me, they know I love anime. They know I love games. They know I love food. They know I love sneakers. It's all like positive things. I tend to never post negative things at all. It's always about positivity, happiness. That's kind of like my motto.
What are the chances of you coming to New Zealand outside of a Capcom Pro Tour? This is a question from one of our head honchos in our local FGC.
If you guys bring me out, I'm in there. That's all I gotta say. I gotta catch that gorilla camp.
Oh, don't break our heart, Justin. Oh man, that would be too good.
I'm saying you fly me out. I'm in there. I need to complete my Pokedex. Like that is like my main
you're quite a huge Pokemon Go fan. We've actually found that out. Like I was actually a huge Pokemon fan, you know, when it first came out, and that was first generation. I mean, I kind of stopped though because you know it was actually losing a bit of momentum. But I guess it's still big everywhere you go. You know, I got up to like level 30, and then that's about it. Just stopped.
Yeah, it had very huge momentum in the beginning, but Niantic just didn't think that everyone was gonna finish in like the first 2 weeks. Like, come on, like they gotta know that people go crazy over Pokemon. They expected like, oh, it's gonna take them a long time to collect all the Pokemon, all the candy. So they were definitely wrong in that. So that's why when they finally released Season 2, like Gen 2, they actually sped up the Gen 3. So we got Gen 2 to Gen 3 really fast because they expected everyone to go really crazy over it, and it worked out.
Yes, for sure. I mean, also at the very beginning there with Pokemon Go, there was a lot of bugs. Like, I mean, a lot of bugs. As in, when you know you go and raid like a Pokemon gym, you know, you can't actually, you know, you can't kill them because they just go up to like 1 HP and then that's it. You know, you have to exit the game.
There was so many bugs. It was bad. It definitely was bad. Like I agree with you on that one for sure. But it's fixed a lot. It's a lot better.
Yeah, well, especially with those big raids that you know a lot of people have to work together to actually beat this one Pokemon and things like that. Yeah, it's changed a lot. You know, just from hearing stories and things like that.
Yeah, I like it a lot now.
Yeah, are you more like, you know, when you play the game? Are you more like, you know, more of a perfectionist, like getting the IVs and things like that all correct, or are you just basically you just play the game just to play the game?
I am a collector. I don't care about no IVs. Like I just want to complete the Pokedex. Like that is like my goal.
Oh, okay. No, yeah, that's yeah, and a lot of other people, you know, they just want to complete their Pokedex. They just say, okay, I want to catch this Pokemon, and that's it. And then there's other people that will say, I want the right moveset, I want the right IVs, and everything like that. So I guess everyone's different.
Yeah, everyone's different. It's just one of those things that, you know, I know people that love to like get the strongest IVs, but to me, like, I feel like it doesn't matter. Like for IVs, like there's no trainer versus trainer. Like like fighting again in a raid is very easy because, you know, you go in there with a group of people, so it's not like you're gonna solo like a legendary. Like that's impossible. So it's like you're gonna be in a big group no matter what. So that's always fun. So you don't really need strong IVs, man. This is one of the things. I mean,
some people just want to get a Charizard. They don't care about how strong it is, just to have a Charizard.
Exactly, man. It's all good. You don't have to be perfect to be loved by me.
Speaking of perfect, you're with Echo Fox. Like that's it, man. You're pretty much there, eh? You're a legend amongst legends. What's it like being on that team and with your teammates? Like your relationships?
I love Echo Fox. Like it's just been a blast. I'm in Team Echo Fox. This is my second year, and they always treat me so well. They always they're just so nice. They're like the staff is amazing. They're all into like what I'm into, same hobbies like anime, sneakers, gaming, and even my teammates. Like I know all my teammates like before we got all assigned by Echo Fox. Like Mochi and Choco, they were part of EG. Tokido has always been like a friend and also a person that I always fought in tournaments since like the beginning of like time. And then Sonic Fox, he's like literally like the one of the just the chillest persons in the world. He just wants to play games and he's just very chill and casual about it. And there's just you have JDCR and Saint, the Tekken gods. Like I actually started talking to them more at events just because we don't really get to see each other that much because they have their Tekken World Tour and I have my Capcom Pro Tour, so sometimes the events don't really clash as well.
Yeah, speaking of Saint there, I mean we did have him in our podcast on season 1 really, and that was sometime last year. That was actually really, really cool.
We were tripping during that moment too because we didn't want to screw up. Yeah, man, it's how, I mean, to be a sponsored player, to be paid for what you love doing. I was watching a quick clip about how Rick Fox was saying that he sees, professional gamers as athletes. What's your opinion on it? Because you're doing what you love, but you just happen to be able to make a lifestyle out of it.
Yeah, see, I don't know about the whole, like to me, since I've been here in the beginning of time, like it's just always been like a hobby for me. Like even though it's like my lifestyle now, and it's like how I like get the bills done, how I'm able to like just live comfortably. To me, it's still a hobby. Like if it wasn't fun for me anymore, I don't think I would stick into it. Like I would not do something that I don't like as a job. So for me, it's still fun, and it's really hard not to be fun just because you're playing video games. Video games are meant to be fun, and it's
if you're not enjoying it, why play it?
Yeah, and I grew up playing fighting games my whole life, and I played all types of fighting games. Like anytime a new fighting game comes on arcade, like I always have to play it, and I always had fun. Like I never really disliked like a fighting game. I always just like tried it out. I see its pros and cons, and I work with it. I even love like SNK vs Chaos. That might be one of the like a game that a lot of people would say is really bad, but I still had a lot of fun with it. So it's just one of those things that I just love playing fighting games.
Yeah, actually, just for the stream, we were talking a bit about one of your teammates, Sonic Fox, and you mentioned fun. You got into a certain situation with him, and I'm sure there are people here who'd love to hear it. It was something about food. Could you rehash that story for us?
No, that was for Daigo, not Sonic Fox.
Yeah, Daigo. Yeah, that's right.
Well, yeah, it was like 15 years ago.
That was dodgy, though. That would have been scary.
Yeah, it was 15 years ago, and Daigo came for a Street Fighter tournament.
This wasn't the 37 moment, right?
No, it was not.
Okay.
It was season beatings in Ohio, and he was hungry. It was like 2 a.m. It was Saturday. The tournament just finished. And Sunday's finals, and he was hungry. And it's Ohio. Like if you like, in Ohio is like the middle of nowhere. By the way, so it's really hard to get around. We don't have no car. Uber was not invented yet, so there was nothing where we're like, I mean, there was a McDonald's drive-thru. It was open 24 hours. We can't go inside, but maybe they'll serve us in the drive-thru. So we're standing outside the drive-thru window, and then they have like sensors, so like they're like, it's not a car. It's just two people just standing around. So they probably thought we were just like homeless drunks or something, right? Like,
well, two Asians.
That's like a common.
No, I don't think so.
Well, the thing is, there's no camera. It's not cameras, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not like they see us. They just feel like there's probably like a sensor that like someone is there, and then all of a sudden like cops came like 10 minutes later, and they was asking us questions. Obviously, Daigo doesn't know English, so I had to like tell them, oh yeah, we're here for like a video game event. We're just really hungry, you know. But I guess like they called you because they probably like thought something else. But like we mean no trouble, you know. But they let us go. We didn't get no McDonald's at the end.
So you guys were very hungry and very sad. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Actually, you and Daigo, you know, your two names will go down in infamy. I think I watched a little clip on YouTube where James Chen was saying something like, you know, you will go down as one of the best players,
one of the most decorated,
illustrated, just overall like top US fighting game player. Does it shock you that your name really reaches all around the globe in terms of FGCs?
I think it shocks me. Like it shocks me a lot. Like when people know me, when people recognize me, like on the streets, outside, like even in different countries, when people just talk about me, I just find it crazy. Even now, like I find it crazy just because. Like, I started from day one, you know, like, I really didn't think it was ever going to reach to this level where I would get, like, famous playing video games. Even now, like, it just sounds funny in my head that you got famous for playing video games, right? So, I guess I just have, like, that old school mentality where it's just that video games are just meant to be fun. Like, I don't, like, a lot of people, like, in today's time, they see it as a hustle, right? They want to like get good, be sponsored, win tournaments, make money. I'm just still like, I just want to be the best. I want to be the best player, and I want to prove that I'm the best by playing and beating you in tournament. Like that's just still me in my head.
And it was quite hard for you in the beginning, wasn't it? Because, you know, it's so easy now, you know, because of apps. And social media. It's easy to pick up game knowledge and become a really decent player. Whereas, you know, it was a different time. It was a different era. It's similar to boxing. Like, it was a much rougher time back then. And you starting out the way you did, you know, how did you overcome those hurdles?
You know, even though it's easier now because of YouTube, Twitch, and just like apps and also social media, I love that I was able to live through both times. Like, even though like back in the day there was no consoles, there was no training mode, like you had to go to the arcades, throw quarters in the machine to actually practice against the AI or people, you know, it was really hard to lag back in the day. But I just love the atmosphere of the arcade where you meet people, you play people, you know, they come to the arcade because they have the same passion as you do. You just want to like just play some video games and beat this kid, beat this adult, and it was a blast. Like every Friday night, it was so fun. Like I wish I can go back in time and still relive that moment. Or even now, I wish that there was an arcade in just in New York that was able to do that. But you know, Chinatown Fair closed down. They reopened, and it's more of like a family place where you win redemption tickets, like prizes. You know,
yeah.
So it's not the same anymore.
Yeah, mostly just a lot of arcades these days. Even in New Zealand. It's just always just ticket redemptions and everything like that. Whereas back then it was just like rows and rows and rows of cabinets, of just different fighting games. So that times have definitely changed in that sense there. But for us in terms of fighting games, Street Fighter, Tekken, it's all on console now. Everyone plays online, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, everyone doesn't go out. They want to just play online and stay home because it's convenient, it's easy, and it's free pretty much, right? So, or you'll save money, a lot of money compared to going to the arcade or just going out. So it's kind of like an anti-social thing these days. Like I just miss like people meeting up a lot. You know, like meeting people like at events, tournaments, or just even your locals. It's a blast. It really is a blast.
Speaking of tournaments, you have this, you have time to travel, because being with Equifox, you're able to do that. Where are some of the places that you've been?
Pretty much everywhere. Like I've been to Australia. I've been to all around Asia. Like Hong Kong, Japan, Malaysia, Taiwan, Singapore. I've been to France, England, Spain, Chile, Argentina, Brazil. I've been to a lot of places. Anywhere there's an FGC, it's a good chance I might be there. I might have been there.
That's amazing. That's so amazing.
Or will be there in the future.
Well, maybe
So,
put New Zealand on the list there.
Oh.
I'm trying, man. You guys gotta put.
We got to put the dough down.
Why don't
You
we
guys
start a
gotta put the
GoFundMe? Why don't we start a GoFundMe to get Justin Wong all the way to New Zealand? Why don't we do something?
Bring Justin to NZ.
Yeah, bring Justin to NZ GoFundMe. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta catch the real I can't somehow, man. Like I'm not about the spoof in life. You know, I gotta make sure I'm in there in person, catching it.
Yeah, man. No, you're always out there.
Yeah, man.
in the
No
front lines.
spoofing, man. That's cheating. You can't do that.
It is, man. The only time I love spoofers is when I'm at a gym and there's a raid and I see nobody close by, but then I see like a couple people in the room. I'm like, oh, I'm joining.
Well, have you seen anyone with Wong factor potential?
What do you mean by that?
Oh no, one of our dudes had a question. It was mentioned in a video, the Wong factor. You know, Wong factor, like just able to pull off a victory against all odds. Have you met anyone that has had Wong factor potential?
Oh, like a player.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have that. Like a lot of people have that. It's just, I mean, I never made up that name, the title Wong factor. People just say it. So to me, it's just like, I mean, I do like comebacks on like normally. Like it's a normal thing for me where I just never give up. Like if I have a Pixel Life, like the match ain't over yet. Like some people just lose the motivation. They get discouraged. But I think a lot of pro players pull off like those like crazy moments as well. It's not just me. It's I think it's just like as long as you have courage and and confidence that you can still win, you can pull off those type of moments as well.
Okay. Well, I think that the best one that I've seen so far from yourself is that one where I think it was in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Like, obviously, you got the legendary Marvel vs. Capcom 2 where you were basically Cyclops throughout the whole match, and you just totally it was so close between yourself and Yipes. But there was another one that happened in Evo where you were Akuma, and it was basically up against who was it?
Chris G. I think.
No, it wasn't Chris G.
Was it?
It was it was within the pools.
I think it was F-Champ.
No, it wasn't.
F-Champ.
It was the one where basically there was a Hagar. You were She-Hulk.
Oh, that was Richard.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that was
2011.
Pixel Health. That was an insane one. I loved that match. Yeah, just the whole Akuma just landing that last super. Yeah, that just blew my mind.
Yeah, see, to me that's like normal. Like I've done it like so many times outside of tournaments. Like it's just, he hits hard. It's Akuma. He hits hard. I mean, his X Factor is very scary. Like you have to respect him. Like it's just common. You just don't see it as often because Akuma's not very like a high played character compared to like a Doom, a Virgil, or a Zero Morgan. It's like there's not that many there's not many people that play Akuma like just in general. So it's just like probably like a small handful.
Yeah, for sure. Well, speaking of which, let's just talk about like Evo and things like that itself. So, what was actually when you were going up against Yipes? That was basically what year was that again, Daly? 2005 or 2006, 7?
Pretty early, wasn't it?
The one against Yipes.
I played him in 2005. Are you talking about the Cyclops comeback one?
Yeah, that's the one.
That's 2005.
That's 2005. Yeah. So what was actually going through your mind when he took out your your two characters? So he took out your main, and then he took out your support.
It was Storm and Sentinel, was it?
Yeah, that's right. So you must have just been like, oh shit, what am I gonna do? Like, okay, stay calm. You got this. It's Cyclops. Like, we'll try and make something out of this.
I guess at that point, I just, like, when that happened, that was unexpected. I didn't think I would actually make that comeback or make that many reads of Gene's place to actually win, because in Marvel's Capcom 2 there's no like X Factor or V trigger. Like literally, if you're down to your last assist character, 99.9% you're gonna lose if your opponent has pretty much like at least one like at least 2 characters or 3 characters. Like it's really impossible, because in Marvel 3 like assists are just like they're like playable, but they're not like nowhere near top tier playable. So that was actually all Yipe's fault. Yipes being so greedy and inexperienced, he was like, well, I won for sure, so I'm just gonna just not worry about playing defense at all. I'm just gonna just rush him down and just get it over with. That was where he miscalculated, because that's where like it just started to happen. Like he got hit by like 7 Gene Spices into Super like in a row. Then from there, by the time he knew it, it became only Psylocke versus Cyclops, and that's when he actually started playing like more conservative and like, okay, I gotta.
That's
like,
when he was yelling into the mic,
like,
wasn't it? When he was going, we just got a real match.
Well, that wasn't Yipes talking.
Oh, wasn't it? I thought that was Yipes. No. Oh, okay.
No, it was like the in-house commentators. It was 2 Marvel players from New York, Christian Ellis and Lawrence Carr. Like they were just like commentating on the mic for Evo during that top 8.
I'm assuming that moment, those voice clips just follow you wherever you go.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people will still yell out my name, like Justin Wong, like that.
Like you're going out with your friends getting food and the order, Justin Wong! Oh, man.
People done that before. It's really embarrassing. Like, I hate it so much.
Okay, we're not going to do this to you.
No.
That's for sure.
No.
I mean, we're on stream. It's cool, but I'm just saying, like, if I'm at like McDonald's and I'm just trying to get some like a burger or fries, and then they just scream my name.
Do you really get recognized at like, wow, to do it?
Just going down the road, really, and then just someone just yelling out your name. That would be pretty annoying.
Yeah, it's people do recognize me when I go like down the street or just like walk around the mall, or when I was in like Asia, just walking around, like people just like recognize me and ask for a picture. So obviously it's cool. It's just, I guess it's just still kind of like crazy that people just recognize me actually.
Have you ever had anyone approach you and just arrogantly said, "Fight me, play me, play my Akuma"?
No, I never had that. Most of the time people were just like, "Hey, can I have a picture of you?" Or "Are you Justin Wong?" And they just like have a little small conversation. Everyone's been pretty chill about it.
Well, that's good, man.
Have you had any arrogant pricks that actually came up to you and just said, "I'm better than you," or anything like that? You have a lot of nerves to be able to do that.
I mean, maybe there's people that think that, but it would never really like come like they will never say it out loud.
Okay.
I mean, our New Zealand FGC, like, I'd say it's small, but we know each other. No one gets too cocky and confident. But in USA, I'd imagine there's so much tension between certain players, like rivalries. Well,
the skill cap's a lot higher, you see. So
there's a lot more to pick from the fishing pond, man. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
So Justin, well, let's just get back to the whole Evo conversation. So let's go back. I mean, I don't really want to touch on this, but the Evo moment 37, where where you basically Daigo did the full parry on you. Like, what was going through your head on that? Like, because I could sort of see in that in that video clip that you were so surprised when that actually happened. Just your reaction. You were sort of standing up from your chair and everything like that. So you're probably just like, WTF, what's going on?
Yeah, I definitely was like, because usually when people get in that situation, like, they're dead. Like, no one ever parried anything before, like of Chun-Li Super. They usually back in the day, people would talk about Chun-Li Super how it's like cheapest thing in the world. It's like you need to ban it, So I for sure thought it was a sure win. And so I started when he started pairing, I started mashing on the controllers.
Yeah.
Try to like mess him up.
Yeah.
And obviously he did not mess up. It was just like completely perfect. It was, to me, I was like, damn, that was amazing. Like I'd never seen anything like that. So I thought of it, I was like, man, you deserve to win, type of thing.
Yeah.
So that was just like my what was going through in my mind.
You would have gotten goosebumps especially with just the sort of the sheer volume of the crowd in that room that day, just on that match.
When I play a match, actually the crowd kind of they go away. Like I don't hear them anymore. I actually just all my
you just zoned them out, right?
Game, actually, yeah.
No, well, I that just every time when I see that video, though, I mean, call me cheesy, but that definitely brings a tear to my eye. Yeah, just of the amount of just hype that's actually in that room in that one match. I actually did hear someone say let time run out, Justin, when you just did that that ulti on him.
Yeah.
So were you
Yeah, like I said, I don't really hear them.
It's interesting because we said that Daigo won, but in a way you won too because that elevated you as a player to a different level. Like that made you more famous.
Yeah, it made me more famous, and it's I don't mind it just because during that time the fighting game community was kind of very stagnant. Like it was just not doing so well. It was kind of people just want to quit, and all of a sudden, all of people just wanted to start playing again, and that made me really happy.
I mean, the first time I saw that particular moment, I didn't think too much of it. I wasn't really playing fighting games then. But now, knowing what I know, that scene really pushed people to play fighting games, just in general, generally, competitively, and that moment, Evo 37 just went ultra viral, and everyone wanted to be to be like you two guys, to be the best and show their stuff. But now with games having training modes and tutorials, what are your thoughts on that? Should they have in-game practice modes, or should they let the players find it out?
Nah, I think the fact that companies added ways to learn the game better and faster, and how they think how the meta is going to be, it's really good because not everybody can just figure out how to be good at a fighting game. Fighting games are very hard. They're very hard to learn. They're very hard to master. If you're just starting out as a casual gamer that just likes playing video games, and you pick up a fighting game and you go online for the first time, you're probably gonna get smashed. They're very discouraging. Fighting games, that's why back in the day fighting games were just not as popular because people don't want to work. Yeah, people just don't want to get bodied. They'll feel so bad about themselves because damn, I just got washed by this guy. No problem, he wasn't even trying. Maybe this game's not for me. But now companies are putting all these training regimens, training modes, these
combos,
these trial modes. They want people to get better. And it's pretty cool because I want everybody to get better too.
Yeah, I mean, because it's all good to have sample combos in there, but then I guess when you're giving a handout to new players, it helps. I saw this post on Twitter. I forgot who it was, but they were talking about, this person was saying, that game companies should stop focusing on that, the in-game tutorials and the practice, the practice regiments, that, players learn through conditioning, rather than giving the handout, let them find out themselves, because, it just makes the more exceptional players stand out because they worked for that knowledge, like yourself.
Yeah, I mean, but even then, just because the game has those trials and those training modes, that doesn't mean that everything about the game. You're gonna find out stuff that you will find out if you're an exceptional player, and that the game, like, tutorials won't even have that type of information anyway. So, like, it's just like this is just like the basic fundamentals for someone to learn and figure out on your own.
We've just had someone in our chat saying Evo37, that moment inspired them. Like, that moment just sparked a lot of players. And I mean,
Yeah.
it's just grown. Like, I mean, what are your opinions on the FGC in terms of, like, you know, in the next 5 years? Because I don't think we ever would have thought, like, esports and the FGC would really have come this far. Because you've started to sponsor players yourself, I believe.
Yeah, I like to fly out players that don't have, like, those opportunities to go to tournaments, right? Like, you know, they're just like, but they're really good online. They're really good at their locals. They're really good at their regionals, but they can't afford to go to like premier tournaments, like a final round, the CEO, combo breaker, Evo, you know. And tournaments are expensive, man. Like, if you want to go to, like, a tournament, you're gonna be close to spending like $1,000 US. You know, you gotta pay for flights, you gotta pay for your hotel, you gotta pay for just, like, registration for the tournaments and the game entry. You gotta eat for the weekend. You know, it's definitely really, and you gotta take off work. You know, it's really expensive. So I'm just fortunate enough that, you know, I'm able to, like, pay my bills, take care of my family, and, you know, have some money left over to, like, give other players a shot of chance, because I want to send these players out to do work, to get them, like, noticeable to, like, streams, like, the people that's watching, and potentially maybe they'll get picked up by an actual organization that wants to have a Street Fighter team or a new Street Fighter player. You know, that's, like, kind of like what I like happening, you know. Like, I flew out Pax, like, he's from London, a Karen player to Evo, and, you know, just right after that, like, pretty much he got sponsored on the spot, and that made me happy. So, like, I'm always about that.
You're still giving back to the community. You're still doing your thing.
Hey, man, they've been there for me ever since day one, so I want to make sure that, you know, other people get a chance too.
Yeah. We've got a few sponsored players ourselves, obviously, like, New Zealand sponsors, so they're not really that big of a deal. But I mean, you know, they do what they can over here, and they're good guys, you know, good companies. Do you have any advice for them and anyone else in the FGC, like, to help us move forward as New Zealand?
I would say, you know, you guys have to work together. Like, obviously, New Zealand needs to work together. I would say New Zealand should work together with, like, players from Australia, because you guys are, like, neighbors, you know. And,
enemies / neighbors, you know.
Yeah,
It's a brotherly love sort of thing.
Yeah. But when you think about like tournaments around that area, like, in general, most people will always think about Australia tournaments, right? All the, like, Japanese players, they always go to, like, Australia. Like, I've been to Australia for tournaments, you know. So I would say you guys gotta work something out with them, you know, like, piggyback to, like, so that you can get their support, and then now New Zealand could potentially have really big majors that can get players from around the world to come to New Zealand to play for some action, you know.
Yeah.
And also talk to, like, New Zealand only companies and try to get them on board with esports, because esports is the future. Like, everyone wants to be part of esports. Everyone wants to participate in esports, and, you know, companies love getting, like, actual people to, like, see that, you know, like, oh yeah, they care. Like, these people really care about esports, and I'm part of that, and I'm making a difference. And they see their logo, potentially they could want to buy something from that company because that company is part of this specific event, or they want to be participated in esports.
Yeah, it's interesting because I should have said this before, but it's three of us, three guys, Chrono, myself, Drax, Daly, and then we have our artist, Virtual Bacon. His name is Thomas. We are Tekken fans. We're more primarily Tekken players, and we had the Tekken World Tour happen here last year, but apparently this year they've just announced the Tekken World Tour, but I don't think anything was confirmed for New Zealand. There's Battle Arena Melbourne happening, but yeah, we've got a lot of hurdles to jump over. And yeah, I believe you're right. It's just working together, and little projects like this, like the Salt Shakers, like a podcast, it just becomes a medium for players to speak out. And it's good to get players like yourself, because it unifies. It's blanketing. It's like we belong in the same FGC. We're just from different perspectives, different experiences. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah. When it comes down to it, like, as long as like the people in New Zealand knows that you guys are doing this and want to make a difference, like they know, like they're gonna know, like the community, they might want to be part of the community. It's literally all about trying to convince them to just like contribute, help out, participate. Like it's one of those things that if you're a gamer, I think it's pretty easy to like convince other gamers to do that.
Yeah, man, definitely. So, just going on Street Fighter a bit, are you in Season 3, because you're quite interested, like, who are you practicing with for the Pro Tour?
That's a bit of a secret, isn't it?
I know, he may not want to reveal it, but who are you, maybe he doesn't have to answer it, but besides the Pro Tour, are there any events happening this year that you are personally excited for?
Let's see, let me look at my schedule. So I made a calendar, and I posted it. So literally, all my events leading from now till the end of the year are all Capcom Pro Tour events. But there are going to be events throughout the year that I will go to. That's like non-Capcom Pro Tour events. Like, so I do a lot of like events, like gigs, like going to like conventions, like all that stuff, right? And it's just tough because literally every weekend is like booked. Like last year, I traveled like around 61 times to events. So currently this year is 41, but I expect it to be similar to last year, like as the year goes on. So, I mean, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot, but I love going to events in general. So you'll see me everywhere.
No, that's cool, man, and I'm sure you'd have a lot of people, definitely over here as well, cheering you on. We have a kid over here. He's quite a young kid, like 16 or 17. His name is his alias is called Ghost Chips. He's an M Bison player, and I'd say he's probably one of the best players we've got here. And he went to a tournament in Aussie last year where he fought Infiltration, and yeah, like as good as he is, it's just he's playing against someone who just lives, breathes the game, man. Download complete. Have you ever met Infiltration before?
Yeah, I met Infiltration a lot of times. I played him a lot of times, and I see him a lot at tournaments all the time. Because since he's really big into Street Fighter, he has to go to like all the premieres, all the rankings. So I'm gonna bump into him, have a conversation with him. So he's really cool.
Yeah. Because Ghost Chips thought it was an overwhelming experience facing Infiltration. I think he was the only New Zealander in that particular tournament. I think it is just it's just that question of travel. Like New Zealanders, we just need to try and make more effort to go to events, like to actually let people know, like, yeah, we exist as well. Like I think even at Evo Japan, I think Rip was commenting on how many people had attended, and I think he might have confused the Australian numbers and added New Zealanders into it as well. Like we just kind of get put on the side.
Well, we do kind of get mixed up.
We get put on the side.
That we are part of Australia and everything, but yeah, obviously we're not. We are our own nation. But yeah.
So Can I ask you, what was it like transitioning from Evil Geniuses to Echo Fox?
I was about to ask that, actually. Yeah, so that's one question.
Yeah.
It was normal. Like, it wasn't anything crazy. It's I just woke up one day and I just said, you know what? I don't want to be part of EG anymore. I want to do my own thing or be part of a new team. And then literally 10 minutes later, from my thought of thinking that, Echo Fox just slid into my DMs and asked me what's good. And yeah, after everything else was history from there. You know, I joined Echo Fox in 2017, and now I'm still on it 2018. So it's just been a blast so far. They've been really awesome. It was not difficult just to like move over. It was just like literally like easy, super easy.
What's the comparison between Evil Geniuses and Echo Fox? I mean, obviously, you know, Echo Fox being sort of like the big brand, but also Evil Geniuses is not any smaller.
There's really no difference. I was actually just wanted to wear like a new jersey or just do something else. Like I've been with Evil Geniuses for like over like 5 years, you know, and I just wanted to try some. No, actually, it's like almost 7 years of Evil Geniuses, and I actually just want to try something different. And you know, just because like eventually you just want to you just want change.
You want to shake things up.
That's what I wanted. Yeah, I wanted change, and it worked out, and it was just fun. Like it was a fun process. And obviously, when I announced the departure of me being EG, I just got hit up by just a lot of people that wanted to try to get me part of their like on their organization. But in the end, I chose Echo Fox because I just really like them. I know some of the people already there, so it's like yeah, might as well join Echo Fox. And ever since then, I've never regretted it.
I mean, no disrespect to Evil Geniuses. You know, it's a good logo, good color they've got. But yeah, you look so right in the Echo Fox uniform. I think when your reveal image was put out there, yeah, it was like, yeah, man, he is Echo Fox.
No, it's. I actually love the Echo Fox apparel. Like every time I go out, I wear like an Echo Fox like shirts from Jinx, or just like wear like the hoodie, the jacket, like. I even got Echo Fox socks, you know. So literally
wow.
I have everything. Yeah, this has been nice.
And we did mention earlier in the draft stream, I'll say, we were talking about other games that you play. You mentioned Pokemon Go just before, but you played Tetris?
Yeah, I like playing Tetris just because growing up, like in school, like we had like these scientific calculators, and like you could play Tetris on them. So I played Tetris on that a lot, and then Tetris DS came out, and it was really fun to play versus mode with like a lot of my friends. So yeah, I'm really into Tetris. Anytime a new Tetris game comes out, I kind of just buy it because of nostalgia purposes and how I always love playing it, even if it's like whack or a new version that people don't like. I'm a collector. You know, if I'm a fan of something, I'm gonna collect it.
Yeah, for sure. I've also heard from someone else from our Discord channel. They also specially mentioned that you are a wrestling fan.
Yes, I am a big wrestling fan.
Oh no! You know, me and you can sit down and we can probably talk for probably hours about wrestling. Like, I would assume that, you know, there'll be like, you know, WWE. And also, you know, the Japan Pro Tour and things like that. New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, so I actually don't know too much about New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually don't know too much about them, just because like I watch wrestling on TV, like television. So like New Japan doesn't show up on our television. You have to like order it online and like sign a membership. So. Like, I don't really watch it too much, but I went to their live show. I went to a live show recently in Japan because I was in Japan, and I saw Kenny Omega wrestle there. And, you know, obviously he's a big fan of Street Fighter.
Oh, man.
That's kind of, I would say him being a fan of Street Fighter is the main reason why I'm interested in New Japan now. Just because, like, you know, we have, like, that similarity, you know.
He plays Alex, doesn't he?
No, he plays Abigail now, you know what I mean? You gotta move to the top tiers. You know what I mean? You gotta move.
Yeah, absolutely. So let me ask you this: who are you a big fan of? Like, who's your favorite wrestler?
Oh, my favorite wrestler is John Cena.
John Cena.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I have John Cena shirts. I literally have
The wristbands.
The wristbands, the
no,
hats.
I have a life-size. No, I have a life-size John Cena cutout board in my room.
I saw that once. I actually saw that, like, on a documentary that we saw. Yeah.
Yeah.
John Cena,
I wake up
right?
every day. I wake up every day, and he's there looking over me, saying, "You know what? Time to start your day."
I guess that kind of makes sense because, you know, of your Justin Wong never give up, you know, the hustle, loyalty, respect thing. It kind of makes sense. It kind of does make sense.
Yeah, I love John Cena.
I'm more of an AJ Styles fan and everything, and just the match between AJ Styles and Cena, all those matches have just been extraordinary. So,
yeah, it's because John Cena is very good at carrying matches.
He is.
So,
I mean, you can
yeah,
can love him, you can hate him. I mean, I'm particularly not that big on John Cena, but I mean, John Cena is John Cena, right? You know,
he's the hardest working man in WWE.
I guess that, you know, John Cena is kind of the Justin Wong in FGC, right?
You know, I don't really compare myself to John Cena at all. I just love what he believes in.
Yeah, the whole hustle, loyalty, respect. You got to respect that, though. You know, a lot of fans don't like him. That's why you get the "Let's go Cena, Cena sucks" chant. But yeah, like you got to respect him for just being a hard worker and just being the face of the company.
Yeah, pretty much. And then now he's doing a lot of Hollywood movies now. So, you know, anytime that he makes a movie, I go to watch it.
Have you been to any live shows? You know, for WWE?
I've been to WrestleMania 31, and I've been to some local SmackDown shows.
WrestleMania 31 is that when? That's when Seth Rollins cashed in. Yeah, that's right. That would have been so hype.
That was actually so good because WrestleMania tickets were so cheap for some reason during that year. I guess that they probably thought it was gonna suck, but it turned out so good. Like every match was amazing, and when Seth Rollins came out, because everyone did not want Roman Reigns to win, so the fact that he came out and you hear the music, everyone just went bananas.
Just lost their shit, right?
Yeah, and I'm actually going to WrestleMania this one in New Orleans next month. I'm actually going with a group.
Oh, nice. Nice, yeah. I'm so jealous. I've always wanted to attend a WrestleMania because, you know, I'm a really big fan of wrestling. But yeah, just hearing the fact that you like wrestling as well, I mean, that was good. I mean, that gives us plenty of things to talk about, really.
No, it's amazing. When I went to WrestleMania 31, I had such a blast. You feel the energy, because at first I was like, I'm not gonna scream or yell, but eventually I just started screaming and yelling with the crowd because you just get into it, super into it. It's just, I can't wait.
How's the sheer volume, when there's hype? Let's say, for example, when Seth Rollins cashed in his Money in the Bank, at the end of the night, there was a lot of noise that was made. But the thing is that with WrestleMania, because of the crowd size, because of the dome that we was in, you probably think that all the noise and all the sound would actually just go up rather than just getting sort of but that night when he did cash in, there was so much hype, so much noise that it would have been giving you goosebumps or something like that, isn't it?
Dude, I was one of the people screaming in there. It was so crazy. I loved it. I was screaming, everyone was screaming. You couldn't even hear yourself scream. That's how loud it was. It was
especially when he pinned Reigns, isn't it? With the 1, 2, 3.
It
was the best.
Yeah.
It was the best.
Well, if I could just go back to Evo, you're a Marvel god. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. What's your opinion on that? Because it didn't make the Evo tournament list. Did you feel that was well warranted?
So, when people ask me what was the games that's going to go be on Evo, I said that there's a really high chance that Marvel Infinite will not make it at Evo. It was just clear that it wasn't going to be 100% in like a Smash Smash or Street Fighter or Tekken. Like those are like 100% in games. So Marvel was not part of that category. And you know, I like Marvel Infinite. It's fun. Like I like the whole stones like concept. Like because you know it's kind of like similar to like Marvel superheroes. Like the way they try to do it, but it's more like enhanced. And you know, like the gameplay is really fun. You're able to do some crazy stylish combos. It's just that I really think that the communication from Marvel, like Marvel, official Marvel and Capcom, was just not there to the public. Like throughout the whole Battle of the Stones tournament, like Capcom fighters never like really tweeted or talked about Battle of the Stones, where you can find out more information about it. You know, like it was just not there, and that was the hard part, I think, about like trying to get that game to like be successful. That like even though there was like an official company like developer support, there was no like voice support for people to like hear it from the actual company. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does. I mean, it's interesting because I would feel that, you know, fighting game fans, you know, would still kind of rally up and, you know, support it. But I mean, this one is quite unique. Do you think there's any chance of redemption, or do you feel like the players, the fans, have just kind of like, nah, it's not worth it?
I mean, the players that love the game, they still play it. Like, I'm still gonna enter like all the tournaments for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, even though it's not an Evo, even though it's not the Pro Tour. It's just fun to me, you know. I just
that's your
support it
roots.
because it's not even just that. It's just there's fun. Like if I like a game and like I play it a lot and I'm like okay or good at it, I'm gonna enter a tournament no matter what. Like I don't want to just only go to a tournament and just play Street Fighter. Like I like playing multiple fighting games because that's what I grew up on.
Yeah, I mean, we're Tekken fans, so obviously when the next game or when the game releases, you know, it's usually, you know, it generally is the full package. You know, we're not used to Street Fighter, this whole Street Fighter 5 Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, like that to me, like that's a bit frustrating. But I mean, that's, you know, you follow the game, you know, that's what you have to do.
Yeah, it's just I guess fighting game players are just not used to patches or seasons, you know, like Mortal Kombat and just that was patched in Season Central. Like every couple months is a new patch, is a new season, new characters, you know. So Street Fighter, you went to that route, used that route, and I think it's working pretty well just because the fact that there's a Pro Tour that supports the game, it just makes it like more exciting because you get to see like, oh, you know, like this character won last year, can this guy do it again, or is this character going to still be relevant on the new season because he was too broken, too cheap, or whatever. It's just nice.
I mean, I touch Street Fighter. I don't really play it in the visually. Like, I just don't play it in any social scene. But I hate Abigail, and I think a lot of New Zealand players would agree with me. I hate Abigail with a passion. Do you have?
Yeah, I mean, Abigail is really good in this version. There's a lot of hatred to Abigail right now. It's kind of similar to like how everyone hated Balrog in Season 2. But I mean, people just don't know the matchup. That's why. Like, if you don't know the matchup, people are just going to complain about it. And I think once they know the matchup more and fight Abigail more often, or fight any other top tiers that complain about more often, there'll be less complaints. But other than that, people just like to complain about why they lost because they don't want to say that they are the reason that they lost. They want to blame it with a character or the game mechanic. They don't want to say that they're the reason why they lost.
Yeah, like it's a fighting game. You have no one to blame but yourself for the loss.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah. We have a player over here called Big Chopper. He only uses big characters, so that's Abigail and Zangief. Would you say you have a particular style in terms of how you choose your characters, or do you choose your characters due to your play style, right?
No, I actually choose characters if I like them, like if I think they're cool or anything. Because, like, for example, when you see like Street Fighter 4, I played Rufus, and I would say that's like the first character that I ever played that was kind of like big. usually like I play female characters. Like, you know, I played Chun-Li,
Karen, yep.
Karen, Storm. Storm was my girl, you know, so it was like, it's kind of rare for me to like play like big characters, but I mean, if they're cool, they're cool. Like, even when I played like Guilty Gear, like Accent Core for for 6 months,
Yeah.
I picked Potemkin. Like, you would think that I would pick like Milia or Mei based off like the characters I picked before from like old games, like female characters, but I picked Potemkin, and I was really good with him. So, you know, in Tekken, I played Jack. So it just really depends.
Saint the second, eh?
Yeah, it just. Yeah. No, I was playing Jack since Tekken 5, so it really just depends if I like the character or not.
Oh, okay. Well, speaking of which, I mean, we need to move on from that. So, with Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite sort of not being included there, you know, obviously it's got a replacement, which is Dragon Ball FighterZ. What do you think about that game?
So, I love Dragon Ball. I'm a fan of Dragon Ball since I was a kid. So, you know, I bought every Dragon Ball game growing up. Like, even if it's like, you know, the Final Bout, the Legends, the Budokai, you know, like, I bought all the Dragon Ball games because I'm just a fan of it. So the fact that they made Dragon Ball Fighters and it was like an actual fighting game and not just like a button mashy game, like you just throw Kamehamehas everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing. Like, I love it.
Who's your team?
I'm a big fan of Goku. Like, I love Goku.
Yeah.
So I played three Gokus.
So you got Goku, and then you got Super Saiyan Blue Goku, and you have Black.
Exactly.
Right. Okay.
Oh, wow.
You know, I'm
Kakarot. Huh.
yeah, you know, I'm waiting for like the DLC packages. You know, obviously they're gonna have to throw the Ultra Instinct Goku eventually. You know, they gotta maybe they throw a Kid Goku in there. You know, I gotta expand my Goku army.
There's a lot of potential in that game, and that's what makes it really, really cool. There's so many people in New Zealand already that's playing the game and is quite good at it already. So yeah, I just think that, you know, the transition, like, what do you think of, you know, transitioning your skills from Marvel to Dragon Ball FighterZ? Would that be viable?
Yeah, I think if you play a Marvel game before, if you play like Skullgirls, if you play anime Air Dashers, you will get really good at Dragon Ball really fast because it's very similar. Like, the way like the game works, like, of Dragon Ball Fighters, it's very similar to those Air Dasher games, to the Marvel games, to the Skullgirls. Like, it's just very easy. It's just way easier. Like, if you're like an Injustice player or a Tekken player or Street Fighter player, you might have a harder time because of just how movement works in general, because it's not really like, you know, you're not really flying around all over the screen. You're not used to it.
Right.
So, but I think it transitions very well if you play like fast-paced games, just like Marvel and Skullgirls and anime.
So our first major event this year is in a town called Christchurch, and I think they'll actually be airing one of the Dragon Ball Super episodes, because obviously you'd be watching that too. Yeah, how do you feel that it's going to be ending really soon, man?
It's just two episodes left every 2 weeks per episode.
Like, Jiren is such a badass, man. I've never liked the super character more.
You like Jiren?
Yeah, like,
okay. I'm
Jiren's
not your friend anymore.
I'm not. I actually don't like Jiren.
Yeah, there we go. There's the Justin Wong I want to hear.
Because he definitely hasn't done anything cool. Like, he's literally One Punch Man in Dragon Ball form.
I think
he does simple
more
punches.
Really.
Batman?
Yeah, because, you know, his parents died, and then he was like, you know, there's this evil that came, and then he wanted to fight evil.
Avenge me.
Yeah, avenging.
No,
yeah.
See, I'm not thinking of it like that. I'm thinking of his moveset.
His moveset. Okay, so he's more like One Punch Man. Just.
Yeah, he just does generic attacks. Like there's no special moves. Literally, like he looks at you with his eyes and it hits you. Like, come on, man. Like do something cool. Like hit is mad cool.
Yeah, hit's actually a
like,
cool
I love
too.
hit. Yeah, hit is actually my favorite. No, hit and Caulifla is like my favorite Dragon Ball Super characters.
Caulifla is actually cool. She's pretty much Goku, like in Universe 6.
I just like the fact that like they actually put female Saiyans in the show,
agree.
and they were actually good. You know, because when they did GT, even though I know GT doesn't count,
Pan.
Pan was whack. Like she was trash. So like the fact that they actually, that we're gonna make them go Super Saiyan, like in Super, that was hype.
So you'd be keen for her to be a character in Dragon Ball Fighters, like you'd pick her up.
Yeah, I would pick her up, as a side character, because I got to make sure my Team Goku army is good.
Yeah, man. And
Justin with his Goku army, eh?
There's Broly, Bardock. I can't wait for them to release more super characters because that's when the game will get interesting.
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. I think they're just not releasing that many super characters yet, just because maybe not many people know about them yet. Like in terms of just like you have hardcore Dragon Ball fans that watch like every week of Super, but I don't think everybody like that watches Dragon Ball watches Super.
I think it is known more Dragon Ball Z than any of the other series. So yeah, it makes sense that the cast is kind of more centralized in Z.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, moving on there.
So with the Capcom Pro Tour, Justin, what are your thoughts on the ranking changes?
I hate it. I think
you hate
that
it.
was
yeah.
I hate it. I think Capcom made a terrible decision based off the point system. Like obviously, like premieres are worth the most, 700 points for first, right? But the fact that rankings got like nerfed in terms of just like points and also like the placings, like only like top 8 like gets points instead of like 1 through 16. I think that's terrible, and literally, like it's only worth going on the ranking if you get top 2. Like if you don't get top 2, like the 3 to 7 is actually worthless.
Yeah, it's not worth it. Yeah.
Anytime there's a premiere on the same weekend as a ranking, like there's no reason to go to that ranking. You should always go to the premiere because the premiere's points are worth so much. So I think they did a bad job at that. Like the rankings are just not really worth going to. If you're really like going to every tournament, you might as well go to every premiere.
Yeah, which it's a long feat. Yeah.
Yeah, so like I think last year's was actually perfect. Last year was like, I think the point system was very, very balanced. Like, cause like if you win a premiere it's 400 points, if you win a ranking it's 160. Like, I think that was just really good. I think the only bad thing about last year was that like online tournaments should not cost the same as a ranking tournament.
Yeah.
That's just my only thing.
Yeah, no, I agree with
like,
you.
I understand that people want to go use online tournaments as like the future, but online is just not there yet. Like there's so many factors that can cause like matches to be like like sketchy, like like lag or disconnect or there's no referee there. Like it's just it's bad. Like I don't think that they should deserve the same amount as a ranking offline tournament.
Yeah, no, I so agree. It should be it should be a proper event where you're physically present and you see the outcome and it's undisputed. I've got someone in the chat saying, yeah, Oceania got screwed because BAM is a ranking event. Yeah, man, it really sucks. It's just they're changing it. They're trying it. Different methods. But yeah, it seems like opinions, like yourselves and other players, it's clear. It's just it's not. It doesn't seem balanced this time round.
No, it's definitely not. Every year, Capcom tries something different for a point system, a change in the rules. But I think this year is probably the worst rule set that came out. It's just not good. I don't agree with it because like I wanted to go to BAM. Like I actually just was like thinking like what, I haven't been to Australia a long time. I want to go to BAM. And and then when they released the schedule, I think BAM. I want to say BAM is on the same weekend as another premiere, and that's why I can't go to BAM because it's on the same weekend as another premiere, and you have to go if you're a sponsored player that wants to make the Capcom Cup. you have to go to the premieres and not the rankings. Like, you can go to the rankings when it's not during a premiere, but if you have to pick one, you got to go to the premieres.
Yeah, of course. It just seems like, you know, they really need to make it clear as to how the point system works, like the ranking system between these premiere and these online events. Because as you said, you know, with online, there's so much stuff that can contribute to the in-match, not just the result at the end. Yeah, I mean, we kind of had something like that similar, well, not similar, but for the Tekken World Tour last year, they had offline and online qualifiers, and the point system as well. I guess it's hard trying to find that balance. I mean, we're not tournament organizers. I mean, I understand that it's hard to make it balanced, but, you know, like the way that they're doing it for the Pro Tour this year, yeah, it just seems, yeah, man, it seems weird.
Yeah. So yeah, I know it's bad. Like, I hope next year they change it to make it a more balanced, where like more people can go to like more like tournaments that's not just the premiere.
Yeah.
Because like the way this year works with ranking, it really promotes like only locals will come to your event, and like and people from like internationals or like far regions, well, there's a high chance that they will not come.
Yeah, and I mean, just in general, like online events, like, you know, I want to see a proper tournament. Like, I want to see these players face off, like literally side on, facing each other. I don't know, offline just seems a bit disconnected for me in terms of if you're going to make it a big event anyway.
You mean online?
Online, yeah. Sorry.
Not to
Yeah,
mention
I wish, man, and I wish online was perfect so people can have online tournaments. But like I said, it's just not good enough at this moment to like to like make it like part of the Pro Tour, where you can like, you know, win points and like, you know, get in the Capcom Cup. I feel like if you win an online tournament, then maybe the winner of the online tournament, you get to go to the next premiere off of Capcom's behalf. I think that is a better prize and also a better way to prove yourself by going to a premiere and getting the points at the event instead of just like staying at home. Because the purpose of having the online tournament is because, oh yeah, you know, these people, the players that are playing online, they don't have opportunities to go to these premieres or rankings to get points. So then why wouldn't Capcom just fly them out, fly the winner, fly the top 3 players out of the tournament, the online tournament, to go to these tournaments?
Yes, yeah,
to represent, right? That sounds better.
No, it does, and it just kind of levels the playing field as well. Like, obviously, if they made it that far, then yeah, give them the offer to go to that event, premiere event.
Yeah.
Well, since you're Echo Fox, and we mentioned previously about you sponsoring players, is that something that you'd consider doing in the far future? Like, would you ever consider running your own brand, your own esports brand, your company?
No, that's too much work.
Too much
I don't
work.
want to do that.
You're still gaming, man, no matter what, eh? Like,
yeah, I don't want to do that. I think there's just too much politics. I don't want to do that. Like, cause I really like I go through it with just like everything. Like, I see like all this like politic talk and just like see it on Twitter. It's just too much. Like, I'm just happy that I can just do a player and I have just good common sense to understand like situations like that. But I don't think I want to take the stress of like putting a team together, gathering these players, you know, making sure all the players are on the same page, getting these sponsors to get the organization to keep running. That just sounds like a nightmare. So like I'm really lucky that there are people out there that can handle that stress of running an organization and keeping it balanced and keeping it fair and just. Like, those guys are real MVPs.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. What about in terms of, you know, late game Justin Wong? You know, what are you planning on doing? Would you be settling for maybe commentary, or are you going to be a coach? You know, what would be your late game?
My late game, I don't know. I actually never thought about that, but I mean, people say I'm really good at commentary. People also say I'm really good at coaching, I could be a team manager for the fighting game division. I think I'm really good at that because I'm very good at like knowing like players' potential and how well they will do, and I would say I'm pretty good at like managing just people. So I think I have a lot of avenues like go through, so it'll be pretty fun.
Yeah, so just one day.
Pursue.
Yeah, just let's say, what if like one day you decide, look, I'm getting to the point where I don't really feel like I want to play anymore in tournaments and things like that. So what I'm going to do is I'll be like Alex, and I'll probably be a coach, or I'll do other things that would sort of push the fighting game community.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, but man, Alex, he does a good job. But you see, I'm telling you, man, his hair, it's all white now, man. It used to be black.
Hey, you're still Uncle Rai.
Uncle Rai.
Yo, but no, it was like 3 months. Like, it was 3 months. It was like, but like it was like June.
Mm-hmm.
It was black hair, and then literally September came around. It was all white. I'm like, damn, what turnaround is that? Like, it's like he went Ultra Instinct or something, or like it was like literally like bam, like you don't go your whole head white in like 3 months, I think, right? Unless you're like really, really stressed out, and he put a lot of work and level up, and I think that's like one of the things he had to sacrifice was that like he took a lot of stress, but then in the end he made it work. Like that's just like he's one of the MVPs, man. Like I'm telling you.
Okay.
He's like a legend, man. Like
yes.
you.
Yeah.
Well, it's just legends among legends, really. That's just coming up from the fighting game. Some are still playing, but some are doing their own little thing.
They're still involved.
They're
still
Alex.
Contributing.
Yeah. So, Justin, just before we wrap things up there's a couple of questions that we do want to ask you. It's just some more troll than others, but some that are just more genuine. So, just sort of asking here, in terms of rivalry, who would you actually just consider, like, to be your number one rival? Someone that's always going to be there to, like, sort of rival you in every game.
I would say, I mean, a lot of people would think Daigo, but I think in an interview somewhere you said that's a genuine misconception. Like, there's no, like, Daigo's usually one that comes up, but it's not even that. That's not the case.
Yeah, it's not the case because like Daigo's really known to play just Street Fighter. So, like, I only really play him in, like, Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, or Street Fighter 4, or Street Fighter 5. But I wouldn't play him in, like, Marvel, or, like, Tekken, or Skullgirls, or Dragon Ball. Like, all those games, I wouldn't really see him, like, me versus him. So, if I had to choose someone, I said this before, I would say it's either Chris G or Filipino Champ. Because we play each other in so many different games and so many grand finals. It's just crazy, like, especially Chris G. Like, I played him in King of Fighters finals, Killer Instinct, like, Street Fighter, all the Street Fighters, all the Marvels, Injustice, Mortal Kombat. Like, there's so many games that I play him in just tournaments, grand finals, top 8s. Like, it's crazy. So, like, I would definitely say Chris G, just because he's a multi-gamer just like me.
Especially like during the UMVC3 days, he kind of had your plan of attack figured out,
Oh yeah, man! Like, his defense was just so good. Like, it was just really, really hard. Like I could get him like 1 out of 5 tournaments, but usually he gets the other 4. I was just lucky. Luckily, I was able to get him at Evo to win Evo 2014.
Yeah. Speaking of Chris G there, and Filipino Champ, this reminded me to bring up in the conversation there, is that in 2013, that's when you won, Marvel vs. Capcom 3?
I got second in 2013.
Yeah,
and
2014, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 2014. Yeah.
You had a bit of a curse, that's what they called it. You had a bit of a tournament curse, or Evo curse.
I actually don't know where that curse came from. Like, I don't know why they were saying there was a curse. Like, if there was a curse on somebody, I would say it would be on Ricky Ortiz, because Ricky always got the second place curse.
Right,
like, she got second place in Evo so many times, and then she got second at Capcom Cup. That was the curse for Ricky. Like, she always had that second place curse. You could never, like, solidify first place at, like, a grand event.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know where that curse came from for me, because it's not like I got second all the time. Like it's either I got first, or then I got second, I got third. I was all over the place in the Evo placings. Before, like. So I don't know where that curse came from.
Yeah, well, basically they said that with Chris G having your number all the time and things, and then there's just that year in 2014 where you actually took him out in the in that finals, and then you're rolling around on the floor there, being all like hyped up and everything like that. That would have been like the moment for you.
Yeah, it would have been nice, but I mean, it was a good story because after 2013 I got second, everyone was like, don't worry, you got it next year, you're gonna win 100%. And 2014 rolls around, and there I am. I'm on the same seat before. It was kind of like a Star Wars movie or something, So it seemed like a very good storyline.
Yeah, like it was literally it was the comeback that you hear in movie tales.
That's all I could say though, is that you guys definitely know how to tell a story, like how to tell a tale, on the grandest stage ever. So basically when you took out Filipino champ, and then you took out Chris G, like that was definitely something to remember.
Yeah, it was a blast. I loved it.
Yeah. So in that case, I mean, with Filipino champ, always like he's got a persona that I can tell you that much. Like he people would either love him or hate him. He's like the Roman Reigns of
He tried to start beef.
Yeah,
just to get something.
Yeah,
going.
and then you'll have you'll have the ultimate heel of that tournament, which is Chris G. He was the one that's playing defensive and things like that, and he was pretty much everything that you were back in MVC2 days.
Yeah, pretty much. Like he pretty much took over the villain role because of his defensive lane play. Because people like chaos, man. People love chaos offense. Mm-hmm. They don't want to see that. So Chris G definitely took the role. But like I said, Chris G didn't do anything bad or anything. He's actually a really nice guy, and people just branded him as a villain. So it was pretty funny.
Actually, I do have a question, because obviously we know you players, from watching you play and stuff on YouTube. Who is the one player that isn't like who they are from YouTube footage and stuff? Like, is there a player that actually isn't what they are? Like, I mean, you could say, maybe Filipino champ is nice in real life, but is there anyone that's like a total surprise? Like, you wouldn't think that they're this nice or this mean?
I guess I would say kind of say Daigo, because if you think about Daigo, right, you think of him as like this mysterious, silent figure.
The beast.
But lately, he's been showing his just like a social, funny side lately. Like he just recently, streamed Dogura's wedding, and there was one thing he let Dog. I would say he fixed the match for Dogura to make him look good, where he do the EX booms and kill himself, and then he put his hands on, and he was like kind of like dancing, like you would never expect that from him, So I would say Daigo for me, because I seen Daigo, when he's doing his tournaments, and I seen Daigo outside tournaments where he's really just chugging a beer down. He loves. He loves.
That's definitely a side of Daigo that we've never seen.
That is a New Zealand man right there. Yeah, chugging down a beer.
Well, that's typical New Zealand. I'm pretty sure he'll like New Zealand if that's the case. Yeah. So, in this sense here, let me just see my notes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, this is basically the main question that that a lot of people that I ask everyone who actually comes onto the podcast here. So, Mr. Wong, who is your fighting game waifu?
Dun dun dun.
Oh, like in-game waifu.
Yeah.
Damn. I mean, it's literally a toss-up between Karen or Storm. Like, I can't really just choose one. Like, I feel like I should be able to have both. You know what I mean?
Oh, you like playing the harem, is it?
I mean, that's just I it's really hard to choose. You know, you have Karen, you have Storm. Obviously, you can't. You know, I still got Chun-Li in there. You know, I've been playing a lot of Manat too. Manat's kind of cool. You know, I love B. Jeanette from Mark of the Wolves, Blue Mary from King of, like, you know, the Fatal Fury King of Fighters series.
What happens if you can
Athena,
only choose
Athena's
one?
pretty awesome. I guess if I only had to choose one, like to marry, I would probably like choose Karen. You know what I mean? Just because, you know, she's already rich. You know, I would already, I'll already be raking in the money with her. And,
But you're already rich as well.
No, you see, you don't know if I'm rich or not. That doesn't mean I'm rich. But I mean, Karen's like richy rich. Like I don't got no mansions. I still gotta pay bills, take care of my family. But if I was married to Karen and got into like that estate, the Kanzuki estate, then I could host my own tournaments for like millions of dollars. You know what I mean? You know.
You start your own, like, you know, awesome, like, you know, actually. Wong Zaibatsu or something like that.
Yeah, like my own pro tour, you know. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you know, Storm's definitely in the struggle. You know, she came from nowhere. You know, she's a teacher at the Xavier Institute. They don't pay that much over there. So yeah, I think in the end, if they're both the same level as Love, I love both of them equally. You know, and then after you think about that, you gotta think about like what lifestyle would you think that would be more comfortable or successful? I think Karen, yeah, Karen Kanzuki.
Just sounds a bit crazy though, and sometimes though. No, but she's Storm's cool. Yes, she's elegant, but yeah, you just don't know.
Karen's definitely graceful. What do you mean? Karen is very proper. She is a polite.
She's a lady,
classy lady. Yeah, exactly. So there's no craziness in a lady.
I don't know, like, there's actually some fighting game characters that can be pretty crazy at times, some cray stuff. But yeah,
I mean, they could be.
Yeah, they could be. So, I mean, in a sense there, which Storm would you like, though? Like, you know, because, you know, you've got the MVC2 one, but then you've got the MVC3, which is a different costume, different look.
Oh, man, the classic, man, Marvel 2 Storm. That white from the X-Men animated cartoon series, come on, that's the one.
That's badass.
That is the one.
Yeah,
that's the one.
All right. Well, is there any other questions that you have, Drax?
No, I don't think I have any. Oh, actually, I just have a question. What would you have any advice for players in the FGC that want to make it to your level?
Never give up.
I think we kind of already knew the answer.
Yeah.
That's
And never give up. Think of it as a hobby. You know, have fun with it. You know, do something you love, and if you want to go beyond that, and you qualify based off just those, then you know, like, start your own community. You know, support your local community, like, you know, and use social media to push yourself and your community. Yeah, and your community to do something, get people to like recognize you and know of your scene. You know, it's all about awareness these days. Like, social media is like the perfect way to get to know somebody. And I would say, if you want those people, like people around the world, to get to know you and your community, use it. You know, use YouTube, use Twitch, use Twitter, use Instagram, use all of that to just get people in the know, because a lot of times people just don't know.
I'd like to think that our local FGC scene does that. I'd like to think that the Salt Shakers, like, it was created for that purpose, creating that awareness. So, you know, it's really good to hear that coming from a player like you, man. So thank you.
Yeah, man, it's all good. Hopefully, one day I can come to New Zealand, play with you guys. You know,
go easy on us.
Yeah, go easy. Yeah, like we're not good, but we're not Justin Wong level. That's for sure.
I mean, it's all about having fun in that.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean.
All right. Now, well, thank you very much for your time there, Justin. It's been an honor, like, having this conversation with you. So, yeah, before we end things up, before we ride off into the sunset, is there anything that you wanted to add in this?
Like I said, just hopefully I can come to visit you guys, to New Zealand FGC, play some games with you. I want to go to see the Lord of the Rings Hobbit Town. I want to catch this Relicant in New Zealand. and literally just hang out with you guys, experience what New Zealand FGC is like, so I can share to my fans how it was and how awesome it is.
Nah, man,
so yeah, keep doing you guys. Keep doing you.
Definitely have fans here. I'll just read some comments out for you. Arashi says, Jay Wong, you are the man. Chicks VB says, love you, Jay Wong. Yep, and Shamia says, Simp says, Justin John Cena Wong. Yeah, definitely we've got people over here.
Now we've got a huge fan base for you over here. So basically, what we're going to do there is Virtual Bacon, our artist. He's basically we do player cards. For the FGC. So since you've been on here and we've got your artwork up, we will be giving you, a player card with all your stats
awesome.
and everything like that on there. So, be sure to look for that, like in your email or something like that. Or Twitch. Not on Twitch,
awesome.
or Twitter. Yeah, Twitter, definitely. Thank you very much for your time there, Justin.
No, anytime, man. Thank you for having me.
Oh, no worries. All right, we'll talk to you very shortly.
Yeah, I'll